some pictures that I'm going to put in this video that may not necessarily be appropriate for children. Some of them are pretty graphic. You might have a moment. My name is Gina, and I would like to officially welcome you to Season Beauties. If this is your first time visiting with us on today, welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much. Your girl really does appreciate it, and welcome back. Either way, if you're currently not subscribed, come on, y'all, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscription button below. Become a part of the Season Beauties family. We'd be more than happy to have you. And there's more than enough room on this family tree just for you. Now, this video on today is an extremely personal one. Extremely. Now, I do want to say there are some pictures that I'm going to put in this video that may not necessarily be appropriate for children. Some of them are pretty graphic. You might have a moment trying to deal with them, but this is something that I really needed to share with you. And I have some things that are coming up on my channel, and in order for you to understand them, I need to start at the beginning. So, as you often notice, on this channel, you never see me with my nails done. And I have such a challenge with this because I say I'm very, very proud of this, okay? Very proud of it. And I would love for my nails to always be on point so that I can actually, like looking at my hands. But I am no longer allowed to do that. There was a time when every 2 to 3 weeks I was at the nail salon getting my nails done. And then I was having some challenges. And for whatever reason, the cuticle parts of my nails started to turn black. And I didn't understand what was going on. I said something to my mom, and mothers, they pull that old school stuff out, and it works because back then they didn't necessarily have the doctors and have the ability even to go to those doctors, so they came up with things that kind of worked for them. Now, I'm not talking about for my mom, I'm talking about for my grandmother's generation, but my mom told me to go ahead and use something from back then. So what she had me do was soak my hands in tea. And that kind of soothed it. It wasn't itching and irritated, but it was still getting darker. And I would go to the salon, get my nails done, come back, and the same thing would continue to happen. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. So then this one particular instance, I went to one of my grandchildren's field day. And I was, out there with them having a ball, and I kind of like brush past, my eyes with my hands. And I did it a couple times. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Because my hands started to itch so bad. It was uncontrollable. Benadryl was not helping. Benadryl cream, Benadryl spray. The tea was no longer helping. It was just really, really bad. And then that night, I'm sorry, I have the doors open. It's finally fall. It is not so hot in here that I have to have the air conditioner blowing. So I actually had the door open. So I apologize if the noise gets to be too loud. And then, yes, I will close. But, so the next day, I woke up. Now, don't judge me, but I've always been one of those women who I got up before my husband. He never woke up to morning breath. That I did not do, okay? I was up, my teeth brushed, gargle, wash my face, that kind of stuff, before he got up. But this particular day, he woke up before me. And when I woke up, he was staring in my face with this horrified look. And I'm like, okay. He said, listen, do not look in the mirror. He said, we're going to the hospital. What? Who in the world wants to wake up and hear that? Well, oh my God. I said, okay. I said, fine. Whatever. It must be bad if that's what he is saying. So I got up, got ready, went to the hospital, and my eyes were burning. My face was, it was so swollen. Around my eyes were so swollen, I could barely see. I couldn't put my glasses on because it was, the lenses were actually touching my eyelids. And that was very uncomfortable. I did not know what in the world was going on. And I got there. I didn't even do my hair. I did not do my hair. And I'm sitting in the waiting room, and 10 minutes went by. My husband, he was like, this is taking too long. He went up to the desk. He said, look, there's a problem. You need to send someone over here. You need to send them over here quick. They didn't get there quick enough. He went back. He said, I don't care who it is. I want the supervisor of this department now. And the next thing I knew, the doctor and my husband were walking over. The doctor saw me sitting in the waiting room, and he called an orderly and had them bring a wheelchair. I'm like, I don't need no wheelchair. What in the world is going on? So I got to the back. He said, what happened? Tell me what, how long has it been like this? What were you doing to cause this? And I'm like, okay, first of all, he's a little emotional. I still had not seen what I looked like. So he said, this is an allergic reaction. That is what this is. We've got to get some medication into you so we can get this swelling down, so that, nonetheless, okay, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures right now of me in the hospital. My husband is so against me putting this video up. He hates this. He asked me how come I still kept the pictures, but nonetheless, so so the doctor, he said, have you seen what you look like? I said, no. My husband would not let me look in the mirror. He said, well, that was a good thing. And I'm like, now I'm really, really worried. But what happened, they started running tests. I had to, of course, give blood so they could do the blood test. They were checking for everything. He asked if I did Benadryl. I said yes. Apparently it wasn't enough, so he gave me another dose of Benadryl, and they put this cream on my face, especially around my eyes. And I said, okay. He looked down at my hands and he said, what's going on with your hands? Why are the cuticles around your nails so dark? What is going on? And I told him, I said, I really didn't know. It was itching pretty bad. He asked, when did it start? And I told him, I said, well, after I got my nails done. Now, come to find out, we're just going to jump all the way ahead. Okay, come to find out, I am allergic to nail glue. I am allergic to nail glue. It not only burned the skin around my cuticles, it burned the skin in my face. A lot of allergies are reflected in your eyes, and I did not know that. And it was so bad. it was so bad that all through here, and you'll see it, you know, in the pictures, it burned so bad. And I did not go out of my room, let alone my house, for about 2 weeks. I put the creams on that they gave me. I, you know, was not supposed to use any soap or anything like that on my face, just to wash it down with water. So I did that. It was beginning to look better. However, after the first week, all through here had burned black. And even now, you can still see, I'm not a contour person, because it just reminds me of all of the skin underneath the makeup that was burned black. And it began to peel off like paper. This was, it was beyond traumatic for me. I didn't really want to see anybody. I barely wanted my husband to see me like this, but it was traumatic. Now, why am I telling you this story? Now, you hear me tell you often about checking for allergies, check the makeup ingredients, because you just don't know. And it may start off, you know, small traces of it, but if you're doing this every day, it is starting to build up in your system. And regardless of how much or how well you wash your face, it has already seeped in. And so constantly doing it, it will build up to a point where it manifests itself. And I just don't ever want anybody to have to go through what I went through. It was horrifying. It was horrifying. I'm telling you, the first time I got to see what I looked like, the tears just started rolling down my face. Not from being vain or anything like that, because I've never been the one that they say, oh, she's such a beauty. No, that has never been me. I was never referred to in that way, but it was just so difficult to comprehend that my skin would peel off like paper. It was overwhelming to see my eyes swollen practically shut. It was extremely, extremely painful. And I don't want anybody, I can't say it enough, I would never want anybody to have to go through that. Please, if you are not sure, if you start getting a rash or any type of irritation, you need to get it checked. You need to. I try not to use a whole lot of different things at once. If I'm trying something new, it's only that. And that took years for me to be able to do. It took years. I'm saying it like it's been 1 year was too much, 2 years definitely. But it took a couple of years before I would even try anything new. Now, I almost cried a couple months ago. Well, before I tell you that story, I have to say a shout out to a company. Now, all I would use on my face, my mom said, try wintergreen alcohol. That was still too strong. It burned. So did not use that. All I could use on my skin was black soap and Dove. I think I own just about everything Dove that there was. The Dove Sensitive Skin Soap was so amazing to me. It was the only thing that was soothing enough for me to get through. I'm not at the point yet where I will go without any makeup on my face at all. I'm not comfortable like that. Not because I don't like who I am. No, that's not it. But I did not want to scare children. So do you understand how bad this looked? I did not even want to see my own babies. Didn't want to see my own babies. And I love those little people. And for a long time, it was a covering or a hat pulled down so far over my face. I was just so ecstatic to be able to use Dove products. And it was just amazing to be able to do that. Now, as much as I love getting my nails done, as proud as I am of all the years it took for me to get this piece right here, well, these two pieces right here on my hand, it was not worth what I went through. Because you know what? As proud as I was to wear my ring, as proud as I am to be married to the man that I am married to, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not saying being married to him is not worth it. That's not what I'm saying. Wearing this and being this proud of this, because whether I have it on or not, he's still my husband. I am still married to him. So whether I'm wearing this or not, it's not the point. So it's not worth it for me to destroy my skin, to do something that will cause me to have to go through that for a piece of jewelry. That's not it. Because I still have those years with him. He and I are still together and glad to be together. So I'm telling you, because first of all, you need to know if you are allergic to anything. At the first sign of a problem, go get it checked out. Now, I still, to this day, I don't wear lashes. And I don't wear lashes because being allergic to the glue, I don't know what it is in the glue that I am allergic to. I don't know what adhesives are made up of. So I don't even wear the lashes because I'm not going to put the glue, especially that close to my eye. Certainly not. Certainly not. I don't wear weave that has to be glued. I'm not doing that. I love me more than that. I love me more than that. So I'm just saying this to you because I want you to be careful. My makeup is not what makes me beautiful. I'm beautiful because of my makeup. My makeup is my attitude. My makeup is how I treat other people. My makeup is not what goes on my face. It's who I am. It's how I treat people. It's how I show love. No. God made me who I am. So I am who God made me. And I have no problem sharing that with anybody else. I just want you to be very, very cautious of the things that you are putting on your skin. I want you to always love who you are. It's not what other people have to say about you. It's what you have to say about you. Because truth be told, the person that I live with, that's the person I need to impress, not these people out in the street. He's seen me at my very best, and he most certainly has seen me at my worst. So I'm just saying, for us, for me, these are some of the stories that have gone along with being seasoned. I've gone through some things in my life, and they help to make me who I am. Those are the seasonings that make us seasoned beauties. Those things did not break us. It did not break me. It just added seasoning to who I am. It made me appreciate, and it made me tender, it made me loving, it made me desirable. And that's what I want for you. So I wanted to share my story with you. I already told you about the situation with my back. I'm still here. That means I'm here to help somebody else. There was nobody talking about what you could do to get rid of a skin burn from the inside out. And that's what it was for me. So I did not hear of anyone who was allergic to nail glue and how they were able to overcome that. I didn't hear it. So because I didn't, I had to create this channel, not just for me, but if I went through it and I'm searching, I need to make sure if somebody else is going through that, they do have someone who could help them out. Now I'm telling you, what I did in that, if y'all want to know what the regimen was, I don't have a problem sharing that at all. I will never, ever forget what it took. And at the slightest thing, if my skin starts to break out, I'm snatching everything off of my face. I am going back to those treatments that helped me from the beginning. And I try my hardest to never get to that point. There are certain things that do not work for me. I will tell you, I know that things that had alpha hydroxy in it, I cannot use. Those things are bad for my skin. They burn my skin. It turns red all through here. I look like I have a chronic case of rosacea if I use alpha hydroxy. I'm very, very careful to read labels. I'd like to encourage you to do the same. You know, there are some people that are very fortunate that are not allergic to anything. And for you, I am happy. Unfortunately, I was not one of those people. I'm very open about things. Well, I claim to be. And I realized that if I was so open, how come I hadn't shared this? And the truth is because people can be cruel, and it's very easy to hide behind a screen and a keyboard. However, no, not one of you have a heaven or hell to put me in, and my husband is still going to love me regardless of what you say. I'm still going to love me regardless of what you say. So it is what it is. Now, if you get raunchy with your comments down below, that right there, you can expect that they will be deleted. I just want you to know that. But I'm not afraid of anyone. That's not it at all. Okay? But nonetheless, I'm very excited, you know, to finally, I feel free. I want you to know, I do feel free telling you about this particular situation. It's a weight off of me. I'm going to talk to my husband again. I hope this video does make it, you know, to my channel, but I am going to talk to him about it again before I put it up. And if he is adamant about it not going up, or if he doesn't want the pictures, the pictures to make it to YouTube, then we'll have to see another way to handle it. But I do want to thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me on today. Remember, regardless of the season that you are in,